Hello and welcome to the official Gale Winds Ministries 4th of July podcast. Now today I'd like to talk about influences because on holidays we tend to be influenced to do things. So I know when you go out to watch the fireworks and do the parade, you're going to be tempted to go out and do other things along with that. I mean, it's fine to go out and do these things sometimes, but it's important to know what things are influencing us and how we're allowing them to influence us. Okay, so what kinds of things typically influence us? Well, everything can influence us, and everything does influence us. But things that we allow to influence us are things that we like, things that are appealing to us. Like if a famous athlete goes out and gets a new phone, we tend to go out and want that same phone. Or, yeah, you get the point. So anyway, it's things we like that we allow to influence us. So in 1 Kings 11:1, but King Solomon loved many strange or different women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come into you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. So, Solomon loved a lot of strange women, and they turned away his heart. They convinced him to do things. They convinced him to start worshipping their gods and bring in their temples and to basically just ignore God. So they influenced him because he liked them. He wanted to please them, so he allowed them to influence him and turn his heart. People that we look up to influence us. Jehoshaphat walked in the ways of his father. Asa, in 1 Kings 22:43, he followed what his father did because his father was a just man who did the right thing for the most part. So he followed what he did because he looked up to him. But it's not just those things. The weather influences us. Things we don't like influence us. If you don't like raisins, you're not going to eat those raisins, and it's going to influence you to avoid those raisins. The weather influences us. If it's rainy outside, you're not going to go outside and play baseball or roll around in the grass. Well, you might, but typically you wouldn't. And your teachers, your friends, everything. But how do these things influence us? They influence us because we allow them to. By being around them, we allow them to influence us, and influence how we think. And things that try to influence us, they find weak points to influence us. In Proverbs 7:6, this is Solomon talking, passing on wisdom to his son, telling him what he should do to be wise. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement and beheld among the simple ones. So first off, we have the simple ones, which means the less than intelligent people, in a nice way. I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding. So we've got somebody clearly who's ranked among the simple ones, and he's void of understanding, and he's young. All of these things associated with unintelligence. He's saying that this person's clearly unintelligent, and this is why he thinks that. Passing through the street near her corner, he went the way to her house. So he's unintelligent. He goes off and goes to find this person that Solomon at least knows to be a bad person. So he's running off down the streets in the middle of the night looking for her house. So things try to influence us. They try to make us vulnerable. So in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, so she caught him and kissed him with an impudent face and said unto him, I have peace offerings with me this day. Have I paid my vows? Therefore I came forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thee, and I have found thee. So we get twilight, evening, black, dark, all dark, bad things. Can't see in the dark. Things that try to influence us in a negative light try to get us into the dark where we can't see them. You've got to see these things to know that they're coming. That's why Jesus called people to be the light of the world, so people could see the bad things that were coming for them. And the things that influence us, they try to look appealing. You got that athlete always drives the new car, the millionaire wears the nice suits to prove that he's nice, so he's appealing. And then it goes on here to say, I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us make our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves, for the good man is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will not come home to that day appointed. With her much fair speech she caused him to yield. With flattering of her lips she forced him. He goes after her straightway as an ox goes to the slaughter. So she looked appealing, and he bought the bait. He went in and went away, as Solomon says here. With her fair speech she caused him to yield. And he says that he went away as an ox goes to the slaughter. So he was tempted and influenced by this person because he allowed himself to be influenced by her. He saw something he wanted and he allowed himself to be influenced by that. The Bible tells us to avoid bad influences. Just think on here. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Philippians 4:8. If you think on the things that are good, the things that are godly, you're not going to think about the things that are bad. You'll avoid those things because you're thinking about the good thing, about godly things. And if your mind is full of godly things, it can't be filled with other things because it's already full. It works like a cookie jar. If you got it filled with cookies, you can't fill it with raisins. You can't fill... I'm on a raisin spiel today, I don't know why. But if you got it filled with something good and sweet, you can't fill it with something bitter and sour. Well, I guess raisins really aren't bitter and sour, but that's the point that I'm trying to make here. And just remember, you can escape bad influences, but you can't escape God. Psalms 139:7. Where shall I go from thy spirit, or where shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. Yea, the darkness hides not from thee, but the night shineth as the day, and the darkness and the light are both alike to thee. It's not just bad things that seem bad that are bad. Anything that we don't do in faith is sin. It's impossible to please God without faith. In the Romans 14:23, it says it's impossible to please Him without faith, for to please Him, you must believe that He is, and believe that He is a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him. So, you can't hide from God. He's always there. There's always a way out. God will always make an escape for you from temptations. So, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. So remember Philippians 4:8, and thank you for listening.